Welcome back everyone, this is Tinola right here. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back, and if you're new to the channel, you're welcome. So this video is the second part to the video I did previously on 13 things I absolutely love about being in Canada. So I'm doing this video as the part 2, 8 things I hate about being in Canada. But yeah, I think hate is a bit strong. It's more like things that I don't really like about the country. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Ontario, Canada. I'm bringing you this video and I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Thank you. Okay, so we're starting with the first point. No wasting of time. Let's just get straight into it. You guys already know. You already can predict what the first point is. Tell me. Harsh weather. Guys, let's not even lie. Canada is a country that has a very harsh weather. Very harsh. I know people say, there's nothing like bad weather. It is only bad dressing. If you stay inside the coat for a period of time, you will understand that there's bad weather. So Canada weather generally is something that even the Canadians, people that were born and bred here, they don't like it because it is harsh. Like you can feel it into your bones that the weather is bad, it's harsh. The weather people enjoy most of the time is summer, and unfortunately summer doesn't last long. It's like 3 months. That's when you really feel the summer vibe. But aside that, most part of the year you're going to feel cold, or you know, the weather is just harsh. Even like you can feel it in your skin, in your head, in my scalp. Like I can feel I can feel the weather. It's really harsh, and when it's cold, it's very cold to the point that sometimes you can't even get out of your house to go to work. It's that bad. Like I'm in Ontario and the weather here is still accommodating, but in some provinces it's even worse. There are some provinces that are so cold, people don't really live there, and those kind of provinces obviously they will want you to come, so there are incentives of living there. But generally Canada is a very cold country, so yeah, it's cold. And the thing about cold is that sometimes it gets depressing, especially during winter, because you can't really go out, you can't dress up the way you want. Nobody's gonna tell you before you know that you have to dress properly. You know, put on your jacket, put on 2 sweaters if you have to, put on a boot. But at the end of the day, it's heavy. Those things are heavy. It's not very comfortable. It's not like you're putting on a slip-on and a shirt, a spark top, and wearing a short bomb short or something and walking about during summer. You know, especially if you're from a tropical country like Nigeria and you come here, you're going to feel the cold. And the funny thing is, children don't really feel the cold that much. They get excited because yeah, winter is beautiful. If you look at it in pictures and all of that, oh, the snow is so white, it's beautiful. But for adults, they feel the cold more. Yes, it's just what it is. Moving on to the next point, number 2, low income. Guys, let's talk about this. You see, this Canada, as it is so like this, money no deal. See, this country is good, but it's not the kind of country that you can become millionaire overnight. If you're coming from Nigeria with the kind of mentality, sorry, I make reference to Nigeria because I'm Nigerian. If you're not Nigerian watching this, I mean, it's similar, it's probably similar to your country, what the points that I'm making. So if you're coming from a country where, you know, you're very optimistic, enthusiastic, you're like, you can make money, become a millionaire overnight, and that kind of, you know, dreams that when you come to Canada, you're gonna make it and blah, blah, blah. Well, sorry to let you know this, but if you're working 9 to 5 in this country, you can't really become a millionaire overnight like that. For you to even buy a house, it's going to take you years to be able to save up money to go into a mortgage to buy a house, because the pay here is not very high. And like I said in the previous video, you can't overwork. If you overwork as a 9 to 5, you're going to pay back the government. So it's like the government doesn't really help you to become a millionaire in Canada. It's something that is not very common for you to just become rich. People that break free from, you know, the minimum, the comfort zone, the average lifestyle, are people that maybe go into businesses, or people that are like the top paying people in Canada, like doctors. And how many percentage of Canadians are doctors? Kind of country that gives you opportunity to have a comfortable life. That's the word, comfortable life. You're average, you're comfortable, you're able to pay your bills month to month, and you're able to save up a little bit of money to, probably buy a house in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, just eventually able to buy a house. Moving on to the next point, third point, slow system. In this country, they are still working on building their workforce. So there are certain things that appear to be slow. People like to take their time in this country. Customer service, anybody, they like to take their time, and they don't have enough people working. So certain applications that are not supposed to take so long, it will take long. And you can't really expedite some of these applications, because in Canada they don't really have options for you to expedite certain applications, which it's a bit annoying, because if you have your money, most things that you can expedite are things like if you want to send a document, you want to mail it, you can expedite the shipping and all of that. But like to process that document, you can't really expedite it. So the system is a bit slow because they are kind of understaffed. Which brings me to the fourth point, flexibility. Canadians are not very flexible, in my own opinion. Like I said, coming from a country like Nigeria, things are quite fluid there. And this is not saying that Canada is not good. You guys know that I have several things that I love about Canada, but these are just few things that I don't really like about the country. It's not very flexible. For example, especially with customer service, like, we are all human beings, and certain things can't exactly play out as they've been written down in books. And the moment you run into like a customer service representative, agent, someone at the desk, and they tell you, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it, it's our policy, there's no convincing. No matter what you tell them, don't even bother explaining too much, because they will not answer you, and they will tell you politely, there's nothing we can do about it, it is our policy. So that's just, it's a bit different from what I'm used to. We move. Fifth point, Canada can become so lonely. The country is big, everybody's busy, everybody's on their own. You can have a friend in the province next to you, or even in the city next to you, 2 hours away, and you guys might only see each other 3 times in a year, because it's just what it is. Like, at first you feel like, oh no, it's not going to be like that, we're going to be seeing each other every time, but when you get into the system and you get used to things, you will discover that the way things are, you will just discover that you guys are not seeing each other frequently. And if you don't have all your family members or your close people around you, living in the same area, living in the same house, you will feel the loneliness. It can get really boring. Everybody is to their own, they mind their business. The sixth point is substandard customer service. So this one is not very common, and it's not something that is a big deal, especially if you don't mind, but generally sometimes you would expect that, okay, you and someone, you submit an application and it's supposed to be first come first serve, and you should get like the results or the answer to the application within pretty much the same period of time. But the other person could get attended to and you wouldn't get attended to, and people that come after you will be attended to, and you'll be wondering like, what's up? So like, the customer service, sometimes if they see things that is a bit different from the usual, maybe you make a mistake or something in your application, instead of them to get back to you or to deny the application or to give it to you, they can just put it aside and they will just ignore it, and then they'll start attending to other people after you. So like, it's not very common, but it happens sometimes where you get that kind of treatment. The seventh point is independent provinces. Every province has their own way of doing things, especially Quebec. Quebec is very different as a province to other provinces in Canada. It's not only Quebec, it's every province in Canada. There are subtle differences as you move from one province to another, and you always have to recognize those differences and act on them once you get to the new province. For example, if you're changing from one province to another and you're bringing your driver's license from the previous province to this new province, after some time you would have to change that driver's license to that of the new province. There are even differences in the tax rates. Every province has their different tax rates. Even whether some provinces are colder than the other, some they even have time difference. For example, the time here in Ontario is different from that in Vancouver. So, it's basically like just moving from one country to another. That's how big Canada is. And the last point, guys, is job opportunities for skilled migrants. Generally, when you come to Canada as a skilled migrant, definitely you would do like your certificate evaluation to see what it's like in the Canadian standard, and they would accept your degree, your qualifications, as long as they are valid. But then to get a job in that specialty, for example, you're a medical doctor from Nigeria and you're coming to Canada, to get a job as a medical doctor in Canada, even after passing all the licensing exams, as a lawyer, even after passing all the licensing exams, you might still not be able to get a job in Canada as an accountant or as a lawyer, as a doctor. The thing is, they recognize that you are skilled, but Canada appreciates mostly their own certificates. So they would want you to probably go back to their school to learn and get their own certificates, do some courses, they just want their own certificate. They want you to learn in their system. There are other few specialties that are not like that, like IT. You could come with a foreign IT degree and they would recognize it, and you might not have to go through IT school here in Canada. I think IT is one of those few specialties that they are cool with. That doesn't mean that you cannot get other jobs. You can get other jobs. You can go to nursing school, you can go to caregiver school, you can go to study anything else, as long as you study in their system. Alright guys, so that brings me to the end of this two-part videos. Things I love about Canada and things I hate about Canada. As you guys can see in this second part, some of the things I mentioned that I don't like about Canada, they are not deep, they are not like serious things, they are things that you can live with, they are not big deals. So that's to show you how good the system is, how good the country is. And definitely, it's a country that most people love. I love it, everybody loves it, because it's very comfortable and it's very welcoming to immigrants. So that is it for this video. If you have any questions, ask me down below, and if you have one or two points that I did not add here based on your own experience, please add them down in the comment box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't seen the other video, the part 1, I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys can check it out. Also, I have other videos which you guys can check out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Subscribe down below and turn on the notification bell beside it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next videos or in my other videos. Bye guys.